Hello and welcome to another episode of Unstuck with Hypnopunk Transformation with Edge. And today's episode is entitled How to Find Your Purpose. It's going to be a big one, but before we get into it, I'd like to thank everyone who's left their 5-star reviews on iTunes or however you listen to this podcast. It means the world to me. I put these out there free of charge to disperse even this information to you, to help you out. And all I ask is if you enjoy these podcasts, and why wouldn't you? Like them, share them, comment on them, and leave the 5-star reviews on wherever you listen to them. And to sweeten the deal, for anyone who does enjoy these podcasts and does leave those 5-star reviews, take a screenshot of that review and email me at mail@lukenosis.com. Mail, M-A-I-L, at lukenosis, LUKENOSIS.com. And you are entitled to a complimentary 30-minute unstuck screening call with me. Now, the screening call is not a therapy session. It is not a hypnosis session. I do not want to listen to all of your problems. It's essentially, you say, Luke, hey, I want to get to the next level in my life. There's this thing that's kind of in my way. And we talk for about 30 minutes to strategically come up with ways for you to unstick yourself and get out of your own way and transcend to the next level of your life. You get it for free. All you got to do is leave the 5-star reviews and send me a snapshot. Thank you. Enough about that. Now on with the show. What's your purpose? Yeah, you. What's your purpose in life? Why were you put here on earth? Do you know? I'll give you 5 seconds. Think about it. You got it yet? Some of you may, probably more of you don't. You don't know what your purpose is in life. And some of us find our purpose when we're, 11-year-olds. Some of us don't find our purposes till we're 56. Some people never find their purposes, and that's really the scary thing. But we've all got a purpose. We've got a reason for being here. What's yours? I know what mine is. It's doing all the stuff that I'm doing. It's doing these podcasts. It's changing the world one soul at a time. Saving the world one soul at a time. That's my purpose. But what's your purpose? Do you know? Or if you don't, has anyone ever told you how you find your purpose? Because I'm going to tell you how you do that today. I'm going to break it down for you in simple steps. Are you ready? So how do you find your purpose? If you really want to do this, this is what you do. You lock yourself in a room in your house. It may be your bedroom, it may be your living room, maybe your bathroom, but you lock yourself in a room in your house. Now, of course, in this time that you're looking at your purpose, you are able to use the restroom, you're able to drink water, and you're able to eat a limited amount of food. But you're not allowed to be on your cell phone, you're not allowed to be on a computer, you're not allowed to be having conversations with anyone else, or oversleeping, or jerking off. You got to simply sit in a room with your eyes open, not sleeping. You can close your eyes, but you're not allowed to sleep. And you ask yourself, what is my purpose here on earth? And then you just stay there until something comes up. Now, nothing may come up for a while, and a million things may come up. There may be a lot of sounds, there may be no sounds. You may become very uncomfortable. It's all part of finding your purpose. But at some point, I assure you, you sit down there long enough. It might be an hour, it might be a day, it might be 2 days, hell, it might even be a week that you have to endure this to find your purpose. But you sit down in that place and you cut out all the distractions, you take out all the IVs, if you will, from your mind, and you just ask your unconscious, what's my purpose? It will come up, and it will be loud, and it will be clear. You don't need to come on a course and spend $5,000 on how to do that. You don't need to buy another $25 book. You don't need to hire a life coach. You don't need to speak to your priest, your pastor. Pastor's something else. It's what Italian people eat. You just sit down, you ask yourself what's your purpose, and I promise you it will come. You just have to deal with being uncomfortable for a period of time to sit in that silence. And it will come. It is that simple. It's not easy. It will be uncomfortable most likely, but it is that simple. A couple of things to help tease that out of you when you're in that position. Ask yourself, what would you do if you were a trillionaire, if you had all the money in the world? but you had to give back to the world, what would you do for free if you had all the money in the world? Money was not an object for you, but you had to do something daily that you were passionate about. And no, just don't just say, oh, having sex. Well, it could be a porn star, I guess, but that doesn't count. Or I just keep like traveling to country, but something where you're giving back, and an actual career in some form or fashion. You can do that as well. But what would you do for free that you're really passionate about if you had all the money? That's something that can start to help to tease it out of you. Bring that, good question to ask your unconscious mind. Ask yourself, what are you best at? What are you best at? We've all got something we're best at. And you might say, oh, Luke, I'm great at a million things. Awesome. It's fucking awesome. Or you might say, Luke, I'm not good at anything. Yeah, there's something you're good at. There's something you are good at. And there's something you're good at right now. It might be drawing, it might be speaking, it might be writing, it might be performing live music, it might be making people feel connected, it might be sales, it might be fixing cars, but there's something that you are the best at, that you are really, really fucking good at. So that might be a direction to what your purpose is in life. Another question to ask yourself was, what are you most passionate about? What are you most passionate about in the world? What do you do? Whether it's, for me, it's when I talk on stage and I come up and I'm exhausted, but I'm exhausted not in a negative way, but in a way that I feel that I've left my soul out there in the middle of the floor, and it feels exhilarating. But what is it for you? It could be you're passionate about playing video games. Right? Maybe you can get a job playing video games. Maybe you're passionate about creating things. It just fills you with that flow state. That's not really a job. You just feel buzzed that even if you had no sleep and you were up for a couple of days, you had no food or water, but you did this thing, you would just feel great after. You may feel exhausted, but you would feel mentally like you had a mental spa in your mind. You would just still feel so juiced about it. What is the thing that you're most passionate about? Ask yourself, what am I most passionate about? And just sit there. These are some questions you can ask yourself to tease out what your purpose is in life. It's really that simple. It's not easy, but it is very, very simple to find your purpose in life. So what's your purpose? Why are you here? Well, what do you do when you find your purpose in life? Well, then you find a way to potentially turn it into a career. When I got involved in hypnosis and change work, there was courses out there on how to learn more skills, but there wasn't particularly a lot of courses out there on how to run a business, how to build a business, how to make money from doing this, and only have to do this so I could put all my focus and energy in doing something that I loved rather than have to do something that I didn't want to do in order to get here. So find a way that you can turn it into a career, monetize it. There are people that have done it, and when I started out in this, there was no such thing as the internet. There was not many business courses on how to build a career as a world famous change artist. It wasn't all out there. I just had to see and watch what other people did and model the ideas that I got from them. But now the world is a lot closer through the thing called the internet. We can go online and we can search these things, and I guarantee that there won't only just be websites that are dedicated to the thing you're passionate about and how to potentially turn it into a career. There'll be videos on YouTube that you'll be able to find. There'll probably be other podcasts about how to do it. It will be out there, and it will be simpler for you to do it than it was for me to do it, but it ain't necessarily easy. You're gonna have to get off your butt and actually do something about that. Yes, you do have to do something. It's not going to magically fall into your hands. So that's it. That is how you find your purpose. And that's how you potentially turn it into a career, potentially monetize it, to take it to the next level in your life. So don't be fearful of the silence. Don't be fearful locking yourself in your room for a while and asking yourself, what is my purpose? Because if you spend another day going through this world without knowing your purpose, it's another day that you don't get to give your own unique gift to the world, your own unique soul print to the world. It's another day that you're closer to death, and it's another day that the world, the universe, doesn't get to experience you at your most magnificent and at your best. and it's another day you're withholding that from the world and doing the world an injustice by not knowing it and not pursuing it. So I'm telling you, if you don't know what your fucking purpose is now, go and sit in a room. If you work the whole week, you got a job, you got to pay the bills, I understand. And the Saturday to Sunday, sit down, have some water next to you, sit on the floor, don't get too comfortable, and simply ask yourself, your unconscious mind, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And wait for the answer to come up. As I enjoy a lovely sip of 7-Up, Diet 7-Up right here. Right now, as my throat is a little bit raspy, as I'm recording this at about 1 a.m. in the morning, because I realised I need to get this out. And sometimes the way a normal business, if you will, 9 to 5 is structured is not the way my universe is structured, because I do something different, and I hope you'll find something different to do as well. So guys, if you find your purpose, please leave comments underneath the podcast wherever you listen and tell me, what is your purpose? What did you find your purpose to be? I'm curious to find out what the answers that came up in your unconscious mind was. I've also put together a special ebook called 5 Ways to Find Your Purpose. 5 Ways to Become Unstuck and Find Your Purpose. If you'd like a copy of that, then please do shoot me an email at mail, at lukenosis.com, and request your 5 ways to become unstuck and find your purpose, and I'll send that through the email. I've been Hypnopunk. This has been Unstuck, Transformation with Edge. Always believe.